Hi Josh, what's your guilty pleasure game? You know it's bad that you love playing. You know what? People often say that phrase, guilty pleasure, like you should feel bad for enjoying it. I don't think you should feel bad for enjoying playing a game that you find fun. If people are saying, you know, what game is like objectively badly made, but I will still enjoy playing it, or is it a game that I play in a certain way that is a bad way? I'll think about that question. That's a good question. Because people say guilty pleasure, like you know, if people discovered it, you'd be like, oh no, you can't know that. I mean, Ganguru Girl, maybe? Whatever those random hentai games are on Good Old Games, they'd be the guilty pleasures. That'd be fine. You'd be okay with that. League of Angels, phenomenal game. You asked for a guilty pleasure, not some kind of actual game that's fine. Like, what am I going to say? Like, Devil May Cry 2? I'm not going to sit here and lie to you about that, am I? John Cena did a great interview about what he considers different about the whole guilty pleasure thing. What if you just don't feel guilty? It's not the bouncer. I don't feel guilty, I just feel dirty when I play that. I feel disgusting. The question was what crimes you committed that you enjoyed. I see. Well, the crimes that I've committed that I enjoyed the most are the ones that have just exceeded the statute of limitations. Josh, this is going to introduce the Gooner audience to your stream. Do you want that? Red Sky, we're playing WoW. That would be an improvement. Would it mean more a game you acknowledge has a lot of issues but you love despite its flaws? Yeah, that's what it should mean. If someone says to me, hey, what game do I think is objectively bad but I still enjoy playing it? The Simpsons Wrestling with some friends. Like, The Simpsons Wrestling is just straight up not a good game. But you get some mates around, that's fun. If it's what game is bad that I enjoy playing by, you know, myself, I actually don't know. I bet you main Flanders, you casual. I main Bart because nobody else knows what I'm doing with it. If I don't know what I'm doing, nobody else knows what I'm doing. Flanders is too powerful. I was going to say that I like playing like the single player mode in Command and Conquer, but again, not a bad game. Josh, what's a common movie trope that I would wish would change? Yours is people being dumb in horror movies. I really dislike rom-coms where the conflict could be solved by someone just talking to the other person. When they're like, I can explain. Okay, go on then. Happy to listen. Give me your best explanation. Not just the case of, oh, I wish that person thought this way, and oh, but they think this way instead, but oh no, now they'll never know. Just have a conversation. If your entire plot could be solved by two adults just sitting down having a conversation, I'm going to find it hard to invest in your characters because you've shown me that they are stupid. What's my favorite rom-com? Let me think, because I like quite a few, actually. The point of a rom-com is to tap into the feeling of being emotional, impulsive, and passionate, because it reminds you what it's like to be a teenager in love. It's there to generate unnecessary drama because we crave it. I can understand that, but it is also possible to just have funny rom-coms. Like, I sometimes forget the name. What's the one with Ryan Gosling and Steve Carell, where Ryan ends up dating Steve's daughter? That's quite funny. Also, Love Actually, I think, is a decent film. Is it Crazy Stupid Love, or... Crazy Stupid Love is funny. I just personally enjoyed it. I thought it was really funny. There's a scene where he gets out his wallet, and it's a Velcro wallet, and you know what? I very strongly identified with that scene. I really felt it. Would I class Shaun of the Dead as a rom-com? No, that's a zom-com. It's a very specific type of film. You're the one who loves more, or the grounded inter... I like, you asked me for tropes that I want to end. If you want to know tropes that I want to end from a very technical point of view, which will not matter to anyone except film students, characters that turn the light off to go to bed and the room is still objectively well lit. Now, I know that you have to do that to show that you can see the actors still, but going from incredibly well lit to still kind of well lit, nobody sleeps in a room that's as well lit as a bedroom in a film. And they'll be there and they'll be like, okay, nighttime, they'll turn the little lamp off, and then like a huge shadow from a big classic window with a cross-shaped partition in the middle will be cast across the bed to show that it's moonlight. And I'm like, this is still really bright. Have you tried to sleep in a room that's still that well lit? You won't be able to. I dislike that. Also, covers that for some reason come up to the neck on whenever a woman's lying on it and the chest of the guy right next to it to show that's the woman, that's the guy. If only turning the lamp off. Okay, so this is... Are any of you film students? If you're a film student, please understand, do not open your film on an alarm clock going off. I know you've been tempted. I know you've been tempted to look at those numbers. 7:59. And then it ticks over to 8. And then your actor that's in the bed next to it just kind of groggily rolls across, and they maybe miss once or twice when they're trying to turn the alarm clock off, and then they hit the top, and then it cuts to a montage of them brushing their teeth and combing their hair and getting dressed. Don't do it. I know you're tempted to, but don't. Isn't that a good opener? No. Groundhog Day took the piss out of it, which was amazing. There are a couple of jokes that only really make sense when you are very deep into the film creation kind of scene in general. And one of them is extremely specific openings. If you want to start a movie by having a clock start a static camera shot of a clock, an alarm clock, a classic digital alarm clock ticking over from 7:59 to 8, nothing happening for a few seconds, then you hear a gunshot and a blood splatter hits it. Okay, now we're talking. Now something different's happening. Also, film students, for some reason there will always be a film student who wants to do something involving a gun, and I guarantee the actors that you're going to get are not going to know how to react to it properly. And for some reason, why? There is always a film student in every single university or college that wants to do a documentary on the local homeless man. It's just a thing. It happens all the time. There will always be one film student who wants to do that documentary. It will not be a good documentary. Just telling you right now. Yeah, we're not going to help him, but look at how sad he is. Look at how artistic I'm being. There are a couple of situations. Oh, you're making a zombie film in the woods. Fantastic. I'm glad you're enjoying that. Guys, if you are making a zombie film in the wood, quick tip for fake blood. Golden syrup and red food coloring. Or kind of glycerin if you want to actually afford the glycerin or the glucose for that. It tastes lovely. Golden syrup, red food coloring, sticky, sweet, easily edible, not poisonous, super cheap, stays on clothes for ages, looks good. Not nitroglycerin. That will kill the actor. Then you just lick it off yourself. Why would I spend money on fake blood when I naturally make my own for free? Makings of a film student right there. Could you shower? I mean, is that a question that you're asking about my university experience, or asking if I can do it right now? There is always someone who wants to do a meta film of a group of people making a film, and it never goes well. If you are in film school, or if you are in any kind of studying right now, please understand, especially theatre, there will be someone that says, I want to make something so bad it's good. So bad it's good doesn't necessarily exist. Because if you try to make something so bad it's good, what will happen is you'll make something boring. That's the difference. What you need to try and do is make something so good it's good. You don't make something really good by trying to make something bad. I promise you this. Try to make something as best you possibly can, and if you want it to be over the top, totally fine. Do not half-ass a film. Whole-ass it. That's what you need to do. You can have something so bad it's unintentionally hilarious. Yeah, totally true. But a lot of these people, when they have something so bad it's hilarious, actually tried really hard to make something good. That's what I think so many people forget. These people that make something so bad it's good didn't actually set out to make a crap film. They set out to make the best that they could with what they had. The Room wasn't meant to be a comedy. The Room was meant to be a human drama. Birdemic was self-aware, but they actually did try. There's a level of earnesty. I think that's what film students often forget. You need to have a level of genuine earnesty that ends up becoming something that people love because they can tell that the passion's there. When you watch people that clearly don't give a shit about the thing that they're making make something bad, you don't care about it either. But when you watch something that is absolutely atrocious, and yet you can tell that it's been made with love and care and passion, that's when you kind of get into it. Like, I've watched Terracuda. I don't know if you guys have seen Terracuda. Barracuda Pterodactyl. I've seen that. I've seen Sharktopus vs. Terracuda. Sharktopus vs. Terracuda is a terrible film. However, it's remarkably entertaining because everyone in that film really, really tries hard. What's my take on Idiocracy? Fantastic film. Absolutely fantastic. Then you've got Velocipasta, Ginger Dead Man, stuff like that. Do I think Nicolas Cage is a good actor? When he's allowed to act, yes. Unfortunately, he often isn't allowed to act as much as he's just wanted to to be Nicolas Cage. When you're asking me if he's a good actor, do you mean can he change himself? Can he be a chameleon? Can he embody different emotions and feelings? I think he can. But when you hire Nicolas Cage, you kind of don't want that. You just want Nicolas Cage's energy. Storm 7 Wolf, why is it that the ad breaks wait until precisely when I want to hear what he's saying about 2 more instances from just leaving? Storm, you can literally just say, hey man, got an ad break. Can you repeat what you just said? Like, I can do that for you. I'm just sitting here playing WoW. We can work on that together. The ad breaks are automatic by Twitch. What was it you were asking about specifically? About good films? Bad films? The idea... I mean, Gary Oldman is an excellent actor. Everyone agrees that Gary Oldman's an excellent actor. Can I repeat what I just said 5 minutes ago? Yeah, of course. So this stream kind of works on like a 30-minute loop. And what you'll realize is that if you hang around here enough, or for long enough, you will hear the same stories, the same jokes, the same kind of references again and again and again. Now, we're talking about film students, film ideas, overdone and overused ideas. Any must-read book suggestions on films specifically, or just like in general? I don't have a hell of a lot of free time to do a lot of reading, and the reading that I do is normally Warhammer stuff. I remember my favorite book from when I was a kid was a book called The Secret Diary of Adrian Mole, age 13 3/4, which was, at the time, you know, being a kid, an excellent exploration through what ended up being a rather relatable adventure. I think it was a good book. Bunch of indie demos on stream. Oh, Bubsy 4D. Okay, Bubsy 4D I'm looking forward to, because Bubsy 3D was obviously it was a mess. Yeah, it was a whole thing. Can you recommend some good Warhammer books for someone that has no knowledge? Like most people start with Horus Rising, which is the first in the Horus Heresy kind of series, but honestly, a lot of Warhammer books exist independently. So just grab one that looks cool. You got a couple of really good authors. You've got Dan Abnett. Dan Abnett's a really good one. I would recommend. He has a lot of good stuff going on. You've got there is a Garth one, isn't it? Who's the other one? There's some really good authors that do some fantastic stuff. I'm sure there is an author whose name starts with Garth, but I cannot stop my brain going Maranghi afterwards. It's not Garth Maranghi. Guarantee that. But yeah, there are lots of really good ones that I would recommend you look into. It's not Garth. Gav Thorpe. It might be Gav Thorpe. Gav Thorpe's a good one. The Infinite and the Divine is a great place to start if you can get that. The Cypher's Kane series is also decent. There's just a lot of choice. It's totally okay to just choose one that looks cool. I would also read Warhammer written by Garth Maranghi. That's true. And then the Space Marine cleaned the blood off his helmet. Blood, 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 and bits of Tyranid. I'd read it. I'd enjoy it. That's what I would do. Yeah, we keep the dogs fed. We keep everyone happy. We keep the diviners stabbed. Stop casting spells, you cheeky little... Oh, you cheeky little chaps. If it was narrated by Matt Berry. We can do a Matt Berry impression of a Warhammer book. Someone write me some kind of Warhammer fanfiction written by Garth Maranghi, and I will narrate it in a Matt Berry style voice. If one of you writes some kind of Warhammer fanfiction, we can make this work. You subs out of respect for the ad frustration mitigation efforts. Josh is entertaining as well. Thanks, Storm. I want to make sure that I'm providing as much as I possibly can, as often as I can, for as cheaply as I can, to as many people as I can. Am I trying to steal AI's job? I'm trying to steal Matt Berry's job. That's what I'm trying to do. Hang on. From the moment I understood the weakness of my flesh, it disgusted me. I crave the strength and certainty of steel. I aspire to the purity of the blessed. Give us some more and we can just carry on reading more. What exactly is Henry Cavill's ongoing thing? Oh, he likes Warhammer. He's going to make some stuff. That's my audition. We'll call you. Thank you. You guys call me. You guys call me. You guys ever play Fire Warrior on the PS2? The latest contact with the threat to the Imperium was made here. The race is young, vigorous, and technologically advanced. They call themselves The Tau. Does Blade Flurry exist? It does, but I haven't got it. Send in the Night Lords. Do it. Iron Lockbox, that's mine. I'm stealing stuff now. Why hasn't the Henry Cavill collab happened yet? I think it's because he's scared. He knows that I'm coming for him. He knows that if he ever lost a lot of muscle mass and money and fame and talent and tried to stream World of Warcraft, this is his future. He knows that. I think he's scared. Takes time. There was an Ultramarines movie. Yeah, Sean Penn was in it, but we don't talk about it. The Ultramarines movie was not good. If you do want to watch anything that has Ultramarines in, go and watch the Amazon's Secret Level TV show episode of Warhammer. That was cool. But what are your starting moves? I need to know so I can beat the first gym. I mean, what I think I would be... How would it work? How would that work? Mantle of Doan, Hypnotic Blade. Both these are decent, but they're also things for... Oh, MZ, do you have the... You might have. I can't believe we did the library so bloody easily. It was incredible. I think that the Amazon's Secret Level had some really good stuff. Sifu. Sifu was an excellent choice from that. I really enjoyed that episode. Smolder, Pedantry, Power of Will. You know what? The New World episode with Arnold Schwarzenegger was... I enjoyed the plot more than I enjoyed Arnold's voice acting. Remember the Concord episode from Secret Level? No, neither do they. I honestly think that Arnold's voice acting let that episode down. Like, it wasn't a bad written episode. The King in that episode was way better than anything else in the episode.